Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Unfairly back here with some more Marathon PvP content. Today we're going to be starting off a new mini-series that will be continuing down the line over the coming weeks, months, and years, hopefully, where it'll be the mind behind Marathon PvP. And we're going to be going and reviewing content and clips, gameplay from established pro gamers and some of the top Marathon players as well. Today we're going to be starting with Lucid TW, a multi-title talent. I knew him first from the Halo Infinite when I used to compete over there. So we're going to see how he can give us some information and some tips, tools of how he comes out on top in so many of these fights. Today, it's going to be in a pretty high stakes game. He is solo filling into Marathon Ranked. I believe that he is Platinum. So he's going to kind of be taking the lead here as the IGL, the in-game leader, and kind of trying to call out the plays and get his teammates into a position where they can help him accomplish his kind of visions for how he thinks that the game plan should go or how the fight should go.
I'm gonna try to get to the roof.
So you can see that we are in perimeter, the ranked rotation this week. I love how they're going to spawn at Hauler. I really don't prefer Hauler as a kind of start off POI just because of all the noise with the AI. So they're going to head down to Overflow, check and see if the boss is here. Obviously, that's going to be something that attracts many players in these ranked matches and just general matches. I love how the first thing that they're going to be doing is going towards height. Once again, height is so crucial in this game. It's something that will allow you to get better angles and better kind of return on your shots. It'll be a little bit harder for other people to hit you just because of how the hitbox, especially when you are the one that's fighting from the height advantage. Also, of course, it's going to be used for information. Even though it's kind of foggy, rainy, you can definitely still kind of see where the silhouettes of maybe one player or multiple will kind of break that static background of that fog and that rain. You'll be able to make that out pretty easily when you see kind of the contrasting unnatural movement against that background. So I love how Lucid is definitely in that state of thought. He's looking around, trying to see any sort of kind of subconscious movement he can find.
Yeah. They're over this way. On my ping.
The one thing is, his teammates are kind of not in the same mindset. They almost kind of followed him, which is what you can kind of expect from Phil teammates. They're not going to be, the best. They're not going to be calming as much, and they're not going to have the usual chemistry that you and your other typical teammates that you play with frequently are going to have. So you almost kind of have to lead them and instruct them a little bit, or just kind of guide them. It doesn't have to be like your barking orders or anything, but you can see that they get caught off guard here, but Lucid is in the position to ascertain where those shots came from, give the mark out so his teammates can get up to speed on the situation, and return some fire. You're going to see that he gets shot from a completely different area. The first shots came from mid, kind of coming from Hauler or Data Wall. The other shots just came from South Relay. So we can reasonably anticipate that they are either getting pushed up on by two teams and sandwiched, or that one team that engaged them from mid has a teammate that's super split out to the South Relay side. It's always going to be in your best interest to almost assume the worst and play it as if there was two teams, even if it only may be one team that is split. I love how they instantly get off of the height, even though it is an advantage. Something we've talked about in so many videos is that you should never be re-peeking from the same position where you got shot or spotted at. The easiest thing for a human being to do is when they detect a threat and they get some shots on you, if you go missing or behind cover, all they're going to do is just keep hard scoped and keep cognizant in their aimers, their crosshairs, exactly where you last were. They're anticipating you to not be as smart or critically thinking and just re-peek it so they'll get easy damage. The fact that they kind of gave up their advantage and get to a more kind of covered spot allows them to progress this fight and get more information on what exactly they are dealing with here in a more protected area.
I'm watching you. I'm going to try to walk with you.
I see a ping.
So knowing that there's kind of a big gap between them and the middle people, they're going to elect to choose the fight where they have a little bit more cover. They, as you can see, this kind of rocky terrain with all these columns, they're moving towards an easier place. If they were to move towards the middle people that engaged first, they're going to have to run straight towards them in the open when the middle team has the height advantage. So they're just going to get absolutely wrecked. This was a super good decision to take this fight instead. And so I just want to say again, as the IGL, the in-game leader, Lucid is going to kind of hope that his teammates follow him, and he's going to try to get these kills, these damage, just to open up kind of a pick is what we call it. Just gain an advantage so the rest of your team can flood in and overwhelm the remaining team that just got taken advantage of or has the disadvantage. So that's the reason he's going to go in there and try to finish off that kill. Obviously, he's very smart, and before even taking a shot, even though he saw that other person, he knows what kind of health he's at, and that a re-engagement there is going to take him maybe a quarter second to adjust his aim to begin getting fire back on them. Instead, he elects to just make one of the big three decisions: evade and then heal and get into a better position to continue this fight. I love it already.
Team is still on me, guys. One get just pop the self-res.
Taking time to let those heals cook. Unfortunately, gets sniped from we don't know where.
Yeah, I hear you. Do either of you guys have a smoke or a bubble?
Great comms with the smoke or the bubble. You can see that the bubble comes over and it allows him to res.
The one over there?
Yeah, behind us.
And in that moment, he is smart enough to know that he doesn't have the time to heal up in that position in that bubble. That bubble, you can see the damage is coming in. It's turning red and flickering. The bubble is not going to hold forever. So what does he do? Even before the bubble breaks, he is out of there and gets to the first solid cover that can cover his full hitbox and allow him to heal, and again continue this fight and building the resolution to the fight one single step in play at a time.
Someone's still close to us over here.
There's one over here.
Dude.
So unfortunately,
I don't have a
because he was
I don't
distracted
have a self.
by that tactical bot that came in and he had to shoot it so it wouldn't kill him instantly, he actually doesn't get a chance to take his heals or complete his heals, and he's hit by a body snipe. I think that being that they're so far away and that he did end up taking care of that bot, he probably could have at least stayed behind here and popped the heals. But again, in these sorts of situations where there's more than one team involved and your teammates are kind of damaged or a couple of them are down and then you also have another down or a couple kills on the other team, there's a lot of information that kind of gets pushed or plunged into your processing, and so some of these things sometimes can get kind of lost in the back burner, like taking those heals. And so it's always important to, again, just have that kind of in-moment clarity, really realize what comms and what actions and what the priority is of that you need to do this next second. Having that decision making, able to be making multiple decisions on a split-second basis at the same time is super crucial and something that you need to train.
Any more games?
So he doesn't have any more self-reses, so he's going to still
nice
use this rock and make sure his hitbox is fully covered. His teammate goes down and is kind of a distraction and allows him to be rezzed by his teammate. He's going to go ahead and finally get the heals.
Yeah.
The team on the roof left, right, from overflow?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's super important in these small lulls of the fight to really just talk with your teammates. Did any updates happen that weren't tagged or commed? Did anyone else go down? Did anyone get rezzed on the other team? In kind of lull moments, besides making one of the big three decisions and soft resetting your fight, talk to your teammates. Let them ask them what changed. Is there anything? What's the priority? Give me a tag of what you're looking at next, etc. You need to kind of, from that lull or that soft reset, you need to be able to kind of pick up the game flow back right where it left off, and being on the same page with your teammates when something like that happens is crucial.
Pushing us. Left side, right side.
So knowing that they got hurt,
Guys, super weak.
they're going to push. He did not make a mistake here. He got the damage on that one person, and again, as the in-game leader and as kind of the better player on the team, he's looking to take the initiative and make the plays and hoping that his teammates follow up. So when he gets that advantage with that damage, he's looking to go in and finish it so that they can secure at least a 2v1 instead of a 2v2 or a 2v3, which it very well may be at this point. He's trying to build the resolution one step at a time by confirming that the step is done by taking down that person and finishing them. The problem is that when he went to go dash, even though he was at full health, he already did the dash animation and it sent him out. His momentum is being carried forward. A grenade just happened to land under his feet while he was in that animation, so there was absolutely no counter or dodge that he could have done. So it puts him into this position with very low health, but watch how he still keeps his kind of game plan in the aggressiveness and taking advantage of his current advantages in mind. Even at 2 HP here, he's going to jump up and get some shots on him. That may have seemed insignificant, but they know that that grenade hit him and cracked him very low. They're looking, despite one person being very hurt, they're going to be looking to take advantage of their advantage and put him down and secure the 2v1, leaving only his one teammate left. And so the fact that he took the kind of educated risk at 1 HP to jump very high with his ability, and just at the apex of the jump is where his hitbox became visible, and he was able to get a few shots on that teammate, the healthy teammate, and on his way down, by the time the other person reacts to the shots, his momentum, his downward momentum of the jump is already bringing Lucid's hitbox out of shootability of that teammate. And you may say, why would you take that risk of putting out that little bit of damage even though you're 1 HP? The situation that he's in is precarious because of that grenade damage. He has no lull or time to heal. And so in that split-second thinking, he's thinking that with that great jump and that great angle, putting just those couple bits of shots on that teammate stopped the initial full kind of brain-dead push because that grenade damage happened on Lucid. Those extra couple shots put a wrench into the enemy team's game flow, their intentions and their advantages, and their plan. And it stopped them temporarily from pushing and finishing him and allowed him, as you can see, to kind of hit a quick slide and go towards the first person that he ended up damaging, which he knows is low. And of course, he's trying to get this low person down so he can secure the 2v1. But just the rapid decision making, how many decisions I saw made under pressure in this very quick, like 5 to 10 second period, was mesmerizing as I was watching this at work. And so again, he just put damage and stopped the push of the healthy teammate. He's going to circle around with that kind of pause in that misdirection to put down the teammate that was, or at least attempt to put down the teammate that was weak. He's really, truly visualizing and building the resolution to this step one step at a time, and those steps are coming in at probably like 3-4 decisions made per second. It is ungodly.
This guy's one shot here.
Very unfortunate that he doesn't get the down there, but you can see if he got this weak person downed with that ability he shot, he would have been able to turn around and down that healthy one, which he did. He did down the healthy one. So this is the last person who is literally 1 HP. He made so many good split-second decisions to turn this from like a 99% chance that they fail into quite literally, he was seconds away from having this fight clutched.
Tootie's one shot. Thief is one shot.
And then his teammate ended up putting down this one-shot person. And you can see the frustration. He knows that it was well played on his part so well at every part. But that's the risk reward of coming into kind of a fill ranked match where you don't have the usual comms. You don't have the usual chemistry that you do with established other players. And so just even that, adding on to all the decision making and things that he showed us in this video, being under that pressure of being a fill and still executing like this is marvelous. You can only imagine, I mean, the prosperity that Lucid has when he plays with an established team that, you know, he has his usual duo chemistry. He has teammates that he doesn't have to worry about what they're doing, and they can be fully autonomous, so he can really do his own thing and make plays. But I just, you know, I don't want to show all the successes. This was actually a failure in hindsight, but it was played so well that I really could not resist kind of doing a voiceover of this and pointing out really what I liked, So I'm going to try to get more of these out for a bunch of different established players and pro players in the community, and you should see them again coming out over the next couple weeks, months, and years, hopefully, with the longevity of this game. So I appreciate you guys' support again. If you guys ever want to connect with me, I'm unfairly with 2Ys on Twitter, and if you want to chat, get some clips reviewed, or just hang out, the Marathon Masterclass Discord is pushing 500 members, and the link is going to be in the bio and the description. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care.